Warm greetings to one and all present here in psychology. Today we are going to see about operant conditioning theory. So here are we are going to see about introduction about Skinner, operant theory and educational implication, and learning outcome is not necessary to us now. Now we can see about Skinner. So Skinner is the professor of psychology in Harvard University. So he is a professor, psychology professor. His theory of operant conditioning is also known as instrumental conditioning. This theory is an extension of yes or bond theory of Thorndike, Watson and Pavlov. Skinner considered man like a machine or an automation with no personality and no inner self and is only a tool of environment. His psychology is of engineering type and lays emphasis on application of psychological principle. So in this we can come to know that he is a professor and he is the one who developed the theory of Pavlov, Watson and Thorndike, and he says that man is a machine and he is a tool of environment, and he says that he's using that engineering type, that is practical. Through practical he is experimenting the psychological principle. So this is about Skinner, and now we can get into operant theory. So the theory of operant conditioning was developed by an American psychologist, B.F. Skinner. So from this we can know that B.F. Skinner is an American psychologist. It is popularly accepted theory of learning. This is also called as reinforcement, since reinforcement is the central concept in learning. See, if we reinforce a student when he is giving a positive outcome, so it will stimulate him to do it more, right? So in learning, reinforcement is very essential, and he says that he agrees with that point. um, Skinner called this theory as operant conditioning or instrumental conditioning since it revolves certain operations. Skinner experiment with rat and pigeon. How he undergone this principle by experimenting. He done experiment with rats and pigeon. Okay, so he first done it with rat, and so he put an hungry rat into a box filled with many equipments. In this picture you can see everything here, and then I will explain the concept. So you can see a rat inside a box where it has a speaker, signal lights, lever, and then electric grid, food cup, shock generator. So it has button and lever. So first it is hungry, right? It want to get some food, so it presses the button and it gets electrical shock. So from that from after many trials it come to know that it doesn't works, and somehow it press the lever and it gets food. So it come to know that after pressing lever there comes food. From that it learned. So after the reinforcement it started doing it again and again whenever it need food. So the hungry rat wandered here and there and pushed the bar. The bar and the food tray had its connection. When the rat pushed the bar down, a food pellet fell into the tray and it ate the food. The rat learned the task of pressing to get food on needs, from which we can understand that reinforcement is needed to achieve a task. So, yes, I have already said that reinforcement is needed to achieve certain task. You can apply it with a student also, as I have given the example before itself. So we can say see the pigeon. Okay, in experiments on pigeon, a pigeon was rewarded with a food pellet when it approached a disc and pecked it. Skinner was able to shape the behavior of birds. So when it pecked the disc, so the food was given to it. So after many trials, it found that by pressing that disc, it is given food. So he trained the bird to press it. In this theory of Skinner operant conditioning, giving correct response is more important. So when it press the bar or lever for rat, and for pigeon when it approach the disc and peck it, food is given. So response, what kind of response is given? According to that, reinforcement is given, right? So in this theory of Skinner's operant conditioning, giving correct response is more important. This type of conditioning is called instrumental conditioning, since the response is instrumental in drawing unconditional stimulus. Here stimulus is only one. In Pavlov's classical conditioning theory, we have two conditioned stimuli which precede the response, whereas Skinner operant conditioning theory, it is one unconditioned stimulus which comes later. Desired response is reinforced by unconditioned stimulus. So educational implication, Skinner formulated a number of principles on the basis of his experimental studies with rats and pigeons and drew the application of these principles of human behavior. So from this he concludes that human too, when giving reinforcement on for certain activities, he will do it more. He developed a system of learning known as programmed learning or programmed instruction. The school should practice the principle of operant conditioning, namely to destroy the element of fear from school atmosphere by using positive reinforcement. So, when the student will feel free, the teacher is not friendly but friendly in nature when approaching them. Not they should not be friendly, but they should be proper communication between them. So for this, the teacher should reinforce them whenever they do correct things. He or she should appreciate and give reinforcement which make them do it more. Desired behavior of students should be reinforced at once to increase likelihood reoccurrence of the behavior in future. So if we want the student to perform well or do the same good quality other time, then we should reinforce whenever they do it. Each step of the behavior is to be reinforced. So each good behavior of them should be reinforced, right? So key points in it, response play a dominant role. So we can take an example. If a student is well behaved, a teacher appreciates him, which makes him to do it more, do more good things. So his response play a major role in this. Helpful in producing operant behavior for effective learning. Specific enforcer is used by the teacher to generate desired learning behavior. So maybe the child may like reading, then the teacher can present book. For a child who likes chocolate, we can't give books to reinforce them. So the specific enforcer is used by a teacher to generate desired learning behavior. Responses can be measured. So we can measure that response is well or not, it is decreased or increased. For example, Skinner's experiment activities of rat pressing their liver can be recorded on the graph paper. It can be recorded how there is improvement or there is a decrement in it. The learner is independent in this type of learning because we are not making him that you should do that, but out of his interest or his inner instinct, he is performing some activities, and based on the reinforcement he chooses that he should do it or not. So thank you, and I hope that you have understood this operant conditioning theory. Later we'll catch up. Thank you.